Now let's do a little bit of work on these strings. So far, there's only the strings ensemble patch, which is okay for laying down an idea. But if you want more control and realism with your strings, you're going to want to break them down into the individual parts within the strings, such as the first violins, second violins, violas, cellos, and basses. So you're going to want to write individual parts for each of these, and these summed together creates your string ensemble. First, let's just take a listen to the string ensemble sort of rough patch that we got here that's laying down the chords, and then go through each section. And also, let's just mute the brass, so we're just hearing the percussion and the string ensemble. So let's take a listen to this. Just raise the level. So pretty simple, but we can do better with these individual sections. So to start off, let's start off with the first violins, and these are going to be playing long sustained notes. And it's sort of going to be like a simplified version of the melody that the brass is playing. It's going to go like this. And then the second section is going to go. So it's going to rise up like that. It's a very simple part, but together with the brass, it's going to accompany it quite well. So let's record in this first patch. Make sure you've got the click armed, and here we go. Oopsie, I just made a mistake in the end, but let's go in and correct it in the MIDI editor. It's going to be this last section. Up here. And I think this is applied quantizing to it. So I think this is over here. That's right. And I think that's about here. That's sounding good. So it's got a bit of a different flow with the melody at the end there, rising up while this one's rising down. Just giving some sort of different contrast to that sound. And what you'll notice with this instrument or the string instrument is when you play a note, it rises up into it. So to get it to sit better on the grid, you can select the notes and just shift them forward slightly so that you hear it when it hits on the bar. Maybe a little bit more. Test that out. Bit soon, so maybe roughly about there. You can also decrease the delay time to bring it in correctly, but I'm just going to do it with the MIDI notes. That's sounding good. And also included is modulation data for that performance. That's a bit soon. Let's try that out. Not sounding good. Then for the second violins, this is going to play the same pattern as the first violins, but just up an octave. So to speed this up for demonstration purposes, let's copy the part across, select the notes, shift them up an octave, and how about we record in some different mod wheel data on that region. So let's do another pass and record it in. Cool. And just on the beginning of that notes, just drop that down so it picks up the correct notes and doesn't jump up like you heard there. Now, with the violas, these are going to be playing the same part as the first violin, but just to add a little bit of interest, let's add a counter harmony at the end. So let's copy this part across. There we go. Rename the region and go into it. And so it's going to play through. And when it goes over here, let's play a new line. So instead of playing this, let's play. That's going to be on C, D, E, and G. So it's going to go. There we go. It's a D. And this down to E. And this to G. So the part's going to be. Just increase the velocities on those notes. And like we did with the other parts, it's recording its own mod wheel data. Awesome. That sounds pretty cool. So it would be pretty hard to do the same sort of thing with a full string ensemble. So you can see how you're getting a bit more control with this. Now let's move on to the cellos. With this, I think it can be simply following the chord progression. And then maybe at the end here, it can ascend and follow that same line that the violas are doing. And it'll be about an octave lower than the violas and the first violin. So it's pretty much going to be doing this. We'll be starting at A2. Then we'll ascend. Cool. Let's record that in and see how it sounds. Let's check that part out in isolation. It was a bit messy. Now I think that, yeah, that's what it's doing. It's automatically changing the quantizing of these parts. So just quickly, I just want to go turn the quantization off. And then just quickly look through the regions. That's fine. That's fine. Violas is fine. And now onto the cellos. So for these, I think if you increase the velocity amounts, you'll get more detail with this instrument. And this part was a bit early. Let's bring that in and select all the notes and just push them a bit forward so it picks up that rising. When it hits the main rising bit, it's on the bar. So here's the cellos. It's sounding good, and maybe just increasing the mod wheel data around here. That should be good. Just evening it out. Perfect. And finally, with the basses, they will be an octave lower than the cellos. So we can simply just copy this across, select it, move it down an octave, and just rename the region. Now let's take a listen to maybe just the strings. That's really sounding good. So by orchestrating this out like this with the different sections, you're getting a much richer sound than the previous orchestra patch. So let's compare. Let's take a listen to this first string ensemble that we had with just a full orchestra patch. That was just simply playing out the chords. Now, with the full orchestrated out section, there's some richer quality coming out with the different harmonization that's happening. But even better, you can keep in this full string patch and have the orchestrated strings with it as well. So layering up two together just to get an even fuller sound. And also, if you're using different libraries, you might want to layer them up together as well. And this will also give you different tonal qualities and build up a fuller orchestra. So let's take a listen to this full string ensemble with the different sections now. Yeah, it's sounding nice and rich. Now let's take a listen with the brass as well and the percussion. And this brass is pretty loud and the strings has been dipped a bit down in the mix. So you're not going to hear it as clear just because this brass is pretty powerful. But let's get an idea of where we're going. Awesome. So this is really building up the orchestration with the different instruments within the orchestra. So that covers the strings. Next, let's take a look at how we can take this arrangement further.